Good morning, y'all. I hope you guys are all doing well and everyone's doing well out there. This is that bonus edition of our coffee talk. Normally we do only one of these, but I have another thought on my mind and I'm still eating my oatmeal. I got my coffee right here. Got the cornfield here, so I figured it's fair game to make another one. For everyone who doesn't like the exposure, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not a cameraman. I put my camera on a pot of flowers and I talk to it in the backyard. So my neighbors probably think I'm a little bit crazy. So at least we have a camera out here and the audio's okay. And I'm not just sitting here like an animal, just eating oatmeal, spilling all over myself while I talk to you about training. I try to keep it cordial and avoid eating in front of y'all. Kind of. I'll drink some coffee every now and then, but avoid the eating. As I load up on some coffee, let's chat. Let's talk about how much useless stuff we do in training. I was thinking about that the other day. You know, how much stuff do we do that's just kind of a waste of time? You know, I'd hate to be that guy, but I think it's an important thing to think about. You know, what things do we do as coaches and we see in programs commonly that look like they make sense, but when we ask ourselves why we do them because other people do them and other people have done them and there's no proof of efficacy at all, and we just kind of do them anyway. I've been thinking about that a lot. One of the ways one of the obvious ways that comes up is just the sets and rep schemes, for example, we commonly see. So often like 4x6 or 3x5 and things like that, and that's fine. Why don't we spend more time on an exercise? Why don't we do like 6 sets, 7 sets, 8 sets and just do that exercise a little bit more? Why do we do half the exercise we do? Like, why do you have to train someone? And this is really common. And in between your rest intervals, you got to do some prehab thing that probably doesn't really matter that much. I don't know, like you're doing a prehab side plank or you're doing a prehab external internal rotation with a band. If it's that important, why not just have its own exercise setup? And if you can do it in between your exercises, what kind of loading are you even providing to the body, right? If I have an exercise that's important to me, let's just say exercise A is important, and then in between my rest intervals for exercise B, I'm going to do this other exercise. First off, how important is that other exercise if it's merely just in the middle as a rest interval? And number two, what's the loading of that exercise? If it's during my rest, how am I even loading this exercise enough to the point where it's causing a positive change? I think if you inversed it and you thought about the other way around, you would laugh, right? Let's imagine this, because typically, let's say we do a squat and a bird dog in between. If we did a bird dog first and during our rest intervals of that bird dog, we did a squat, would you laugh? I probably would. You'd be like, why are you doing the squat during the rest intervals of your bird dog? But we don't ask questions if we do the squat and then we do bird dogs during our rest intervals of the squat. But what's the difference? There isn't a difference. The difference is merely a label we have made. Because if you just flip it on side, you could argue that your squat is merely being done as the rest interval to your bird dog. And so it makes me laugh because when you think about it like that, it doesn't seem that it passes the logic factor. Either you're not loading the bird dog enough to make it worth a darn, or you're just kind of intervening and getting in the way of the rest period that you should be resting for your squat. Imagine if you had that rest period back. Rest is important. Rest is awesome. Rest is good for you. Rest can make an exercise more effective. So why are we doing something in the middle of it? Just one of those mini random things I look at and think about. You know, because I have my programs that I do and I train people and I don't do that. And I used to do it. And then I was like, well, why do I do that? I have no idea why I do it, other than the fact it's kind of filling time and it seems to make sense in my head. But when you look at it logically, if someone told me, hey, we're going to do squats during the rest interval of our bird dog, I'd be like, why? You know, like, isn't that going to tire me out? But we can do bird dogs in the rest interval of our squats. Again, it's just kind of a matter of how we label things. Again, just thinking about things we do that don't make any sense. The amount of warm-ups, don't get me started on warm-ups. Warm-ups are bananas. And then all the stuff we do in a warm-up, on a band work, and band on an ankle, band on a hip or knee, does that really matter? Think about this. As a strength coach, what do you do for your warm-up? What do you find most important? What did you do as an athlete? What did you do? What do you think subjectively? It's subjective, not objective. So it's not scientifically proven, but neither is the 95,000 things people do in the warm-up either. So if we're going both subjective comparisons, what do you think subjectively helped you the most in a warm-up? And if you can define that and you think it is whatever, maybe working into high intensity through low exposure to higher exposure and building up into it and you're doing the movement pattern so you're able to do it, then that makes sense. I'm not really sure if I've ever done a band warm-up, like an activation series, and then go to squat and be like, oh, I'm ready to lift my max weight right now. No, I just start with the bar again and I just work my way up. So what was the whole point of that activation series? Does that activation series even matter? I don't know. I gotta stop having all this coffee. I'm gonna cut it off here. I could keep rambling. I apologize, because right now it's almost complaining, but something to think about, something to ponder, something to chew on, something to contemplate as you drink your coffee this morning. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy the bonus episode. That's 2 bonus episodes, by the way. 2 of them. Back-to-back days. Very exciting. So, hope you're all good. Take care. Appreciate y'all. And as always, enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy your day. Make training fun. Make it worth a darn. Make it something that you actually are passionate about. And don't get caught up in what others think too much. Think about you and how you can make your athletes the best they can be. Appreciate y'all. Take care. I almost just spilled my oatmeal. Enjoy.